Feeling emotionally stuck? Maybe it's that one memory, regret, or unresolved pain that unexpectedly keeps haunting you. You try to move on, but those emotions keep pulling you back, don't they? What if I told you there's a way to break free? Welcome to Well Woman Wisdom, the channel dedicated to empowering your health and well-being journey with a holistic approach to life. Today, we'll uncover 3 powerful strategies to help you release past emotional baggage and reclaim inner peace. Get ready to transform stuck feelings into newfound freedom. Have you noticed that sometimes, despite wanting to feel positive, happy, and free, negative emotions creep up on you unexpectedly, and wham, you begin to feel haunted by them? Well, these sudden emotion disruptors are mostly caused by memories of past unresolved occurrences, which have become stuck energy that you are still carrying around emotionally. Sounds familiar? Perhaps you've had a traumatic experience, past emotional situations, regrettable decisions, painful interactions with others, or some strong desires that were never met. These unresolved, emotionally charged feelings have a way of resurfacing suddenly if they haven't been addressed. They can keep you stuck from being free. So how do you put these past emotions to rest for good? This is what we shall be delving into today. In this video, I'll show you how to shift hidden or hunting memories that might be wearing you down and keeping you stuck in life. And I'll also show you how to release the underlying stuck energy of these feelings so that you can gain emotional and psychological closure and be free. But first, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you're new here and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Now, let's dive in. The first strategy is to look for the silver lining of the bad experience. Think of a negative experience that is still disturbing you and write it down, describing it in a few sentences. Next, take about 15 minutes for the next couple of steps. Take a few minutes to think of the negative experience. You might initially feel as though the experience hadn't brought anything positive to you or your life. But you know what? Many unfavorable events in our lives often have beneficial consequences. Things we can actually be grateful for. You only have to look for them. So try to find the positive aspect of the situation or the benign consequences of your difficult experience and write them down. Ultimately, ask yourself this: what are the outcomes of the experience that I can now be grateful for? Here are some questions to help you find answers. How has this experience contributed to my progress? In what ways have I grown? What particular personal strengths have I developed or reinforced through the experience? How has the experience enhanced my ability to handle future challenges? How has the experience put my life in a larger perspective? How has the experience contributed to my ability to appreciate the people who are truly important in my life more? Looking for things to be grateful for not only shifts your focus regarding the experience itself, but more importantly, it can also get some stuck inner energy moving again, which in turn can help you process and dissolve the negative emotional charge of the memory. The second strategy is to perform a closure ritual. Research has shown that when we make a deliberate effort to complete a memory or period of a particular experience symbolically, we'll also be able to put a definitive end to it psychologically. As a result, our stuck negative feelings about the experience significantly diminish, and the energy loosens or completely dies out. You can deliberately create a ritual designed to symbolically conclude the event, memory, or what is wearing you down. Here's what you do. First, grab a pen and a piece of paper and take some time to write down exactly the experience or memory of what you'd like to discharge and eliminate. When you're done describing it, put that paper in an envelope or a box. To add some force to the exercise, add a few other items that symbolize the experience, such as pictures, souvenirs, drawings, notes, etc. Now seal the envelope or box. This in and of itself could be sufficient to bring you closure, but if you feel you need something more, here's a further step you can add. Get rid of the envelope or box in a symbolic way. For example, burn or bury it. Cut it into pieces with a paper shredder. dump it into a waste paper bin. Feel free to think of any other ways to get rid of it. Perform whatever ritual works best for you. Performing symbolic acts like these can help you gain emotional and psychological closure. By the way, these rituals often work best when you repeat them several times, such as doing the same thing 7 days in a row. Now, to the third and last strategy, do the 3 letters writing exercise. This is a powerful 3-part strategy that works particularly well for experiences involving another person. For example, if someone has swindled you out of a lot of money and left you bristling with anger and resentment, if the death of a loved one has left you consumed with lingering sadness and regret, or if you feel that your boss fired you unjustly and this has left you with frustration and anger and any other past grievances that are keeping you emotionally stuck. So here's what to do. Imagine the person involved were with you for 1 hour and think of what you'd like to say to them. Find a quiet place and time and write down everything that comes to mind in 3 different letters. Letter number 1. Write down everything you would have wanted to say to them at the time or would like to say now. For example, having been swindled, you could write about your anger and the injustice of being duped and how it has affected you and your life. Having been fired, you could write about the anger and injustice you feel for being laid off and tossed aside like garbage. You may also include what you miss about the job, the death of someone that still bothers you. You could write about how much you love and miss them, or how much you wished you could have told them how you feel. You can also express your anger about something they did to you, or your gratitude for the good times you shared with them. Just know there's no right or wrong here. The important thing is to write down how you feel and what you want to say. Don't sugarcoat anything. Keep it real. Once you've completed the first letter, move on to the second one. Letter number 2. Imagine the person were to receive your letter. What would he or she say? Keep their personality in mind. If they were curt, their answer would probably be curt. If they were nice and forthcoming, they'd likely come forward with an answer of that nature. If they were usually defensive, their answer would probably be defensive as well. Kindly note, if the person in question is open and your relationship with them is fine, you can skip this second letter and move directly on to the third letter. Letter number 3. Write down everything you'd ideally like this person to say in response to your first letter. This is the most important letter of all the 3. Just write down what you'd most appreciate hearing from them. For example, the person who deceived you might admit to being wrong and treating you unjustly. Include whatever else you can think of. The loved one who passed away might mention the good times they remember spending with you, how proud they are of you, and where and when they may have fallen short by not being there for you when you needed them. The boss might apologize and say he or she didn't realize he picked on you, while there were plenty of colleagues with similar or worse performance. He might also admit to having issues with assertive employees like yourself, which essentially has nothing to do with you. These are simply suggestions, as only you can think of what you'd like to hear them say. Whatever comes to mind, write it in the letter. Make sure to write it as though they're writing to you. After writing the 3 letters, leave them for a few days or so. This will give your subconscious mind time and space to process whatever you've awakened. After a few days, revisit them and read them out loud, either to yourself or to someone you trust to be a good listener. Note how you now feel afterwards and discard the letters. So, that's the full rundown of the 3 strategies to get you emotionally unstuck and free you from past feelings that may be hijacking your energy or robbing your sense of peace. Now that you know how to resolve past emotions to free up your energy, share in the comment below how you plan to use any of the strategies. I hope these strategies can help free you of emotions that might have kept you stuck in the past. Trapped emotions are stuck energy that gets in our way. They often sabotage our efforts to create the life we want and make us miserable. Thank you for watching. If you found the video helpful, click the like button and share it with friends and other ladies who could benefit from it. I'd also appreciate your subscribing to our channel, as this inspires me to continue making more videos to support your well-being. I wish you a wonderful day. Until next time, bye for now.